Elijah the Atkins here, and this is a Blender Procedural texture tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a rainbow in under 10 minutes. Be sure to stick around until the end and I'll show you how to make a double rainbow just by adding one node. I already got Blender loaded here. I'm using Blender 2.92, but any version should do. Delete our default cube, and I'm going to add in a plane. Go over to shading. Render mode, and switch over to cycles. Alright, first I need to create a material for my plane. I'm going to name it Rainbow Cycles. Okay, get rid of the principled shader and add in emission. Alright, I'm going to put a gradient texture on this. Alright, select the gradient texture, Control T. I'm using Node Wrangler, and it will add on a mapping and a texture coordinate. I'm going to switch from generated to object. Then going back to the gradient texture here, going to spherical. Alright, next I'm going to add a wavelength. This is what will ultimately give us our rainbow. And between the wavelength and the gradient, I'm going to add two math nodes. First one and second one. Now the first one needs to be a multiply. I'm going to set a value here. A good range for this is between 400 and 2000. And this one will be an add, so this 380. Boom. And now I can change the multiply to make the rainbow dilate. And you can adjust the add to fine-tune your rainbow a little bit more here. Alright, that's good, but now I need to make the black part transparent. So to do that, I'm going to add myself a mix shader. And a transparent shader. Alright, I'm going to add this into the mix. And the factor will determine like how transparent it is. So I want this to be the same shape as my rainbow. So to do that, I will take the color data coming out of wavelength and add a color ramp. And then have the color here go into my factor. I'm going to clip this down. Oh, hold on. I think I got my textures backwards. Alright, I'm going to reorder them here. There we go. So transparency goes first, then the emission. I'm going to turn down the white a little bit. I'm going to make it a little transparent. This is pretty good, but I don't see rainbows that go all the way around in a full circle very often. So I want to add a gradient that will slowly fade it in. And another math node. So I'm going to take the gradient texture and subtract it from the generated color ramp. And I want to have a little more control over this. So I'm going to put another math node in here. Actually, no, just duplicate this one. I am going to set this to multiply and turn the clamp on. To adjust this, I will add a value node and plug that into the multiplication factor. And now I have one control to show how much of the rainbow is visible. And while I'm at it, I'll add another one for the thickness here. Another value. Good. Earlier 1600 worked good for me. And then crank this down a little bit. And there we go. We got ourselves a rainbow created procedurally in cycles. Now you have a rainbow that's ready to be put into your scene and rendered out. If you need some clouds, Blender does great with volumetrics. I suggest either Default Cube or CG Cookie. They both have excellent tutorials. Link somewhere in the description. As promised, here is how to make a double rainbow. I just need one math node right after the spherical gradient. And I'm setting it to modulo. 0.5 will give us a double rainbow, and this value can be tweaked to adjust the spacing. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, and here, enjoy some clouds.